talking about toll roads. Avoid them. All right, coming up, we got this event. This is going to be cool. And Steve Blakesley here with Kern County Raceway Park. I'm Lewis Hamistoy, your host. Over there in the corner is Mike Griffith.
Haven't gone anywhere.
You haven't gone anywhere.
Nope.
King of the Wing. It's going to be huge. November 23rd. This is going to be a mega event.
Yeah, a couple comments on that. The 91 there, that's Davey Hamilton, who's the promoter. He came out on Friday and ran a 14.6, so we got it pretty low. And then Eric Hot Rod Humphreys ran a few runs on Saturday, and then the weather kind of screwed that up. But in any case, the best comment we got on Facebook is someone said, Snyder, is that the AJ Foyt IndyCar Snyder? The answer is yes.
Nice.
So 23 Indy 500s for him, 3 times in 8th place in his career. Pretty much all the Indy 500s from the late 60s through the late 80s, right before the Lion Dyke win. So you'll have Davey and George there kind of helping us promote it. And well over 30 cars, 160 miles per hour, fireworks, spec mods, 911. It'll be a twilight show. We'll start at 4 o'clock. And we'll get you out of there by about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and you can get on your way. And it's going to be a perfect setup. And could be our biggest show of the year. We'll see.
I think it's going to be huge. We've heard some buzz about it internally from one of our people. We can't wait for it.
Maybe you'll get out to the
I know
track.
who that is.
Yeah, I think I will be there.
That's your final opportunity, Lewis.
My final opportunity for the track.
Killing me.
Okay, fall shootout.
Hey, by the way, it says supporting Make-A-Wish. I want to jump in there on that, Mike. You would think about with the weather we had, and we did have a good crowd, actually. We had almost 1,000 people in the stands, and the suites were sold out. And we actually want to thank our fans because it was phenomenal. And they were not rain-soaked. They opened up their wallets, $8,100 for Make-A-Wish.
Very nice.
Goodness gracious. $6,000 for a wish is what they say now. It used to be $4,000, so that's at least one wish, maybe as many as 2.
That's awesome. I'm putting that down on my notes here because
just amazing. We were
things.
really blown away. Now, 2,000 of that was the Mossberg rifle, but still,
Mossberg shotgun. They
amazing.
Yeah,
raffled off 500 tickets for that one.
So you don't want to miss this. We just got through that. Now you don't want to miss this again.
And the interesting thing about the sprint cars is, on the testing that Davey did and Humphreys did, they discovered it was a good test because they discovered that they need a new right rear tire compound.
They're blistering the tires.
They're going so fast.
We're lucky they did that test. We wouldn't have had a show. We would have had big trouble. So I'm being candid here.
Yeah.
That would not have been good.
We might have been moving them to the quarter mile. So here's a breakdown on the late model person. You see all those plus, Sitco plus, those are all contingencies, oil and DJ safety, K&N, on track. Now the on track prize was a $500 prize.
Nice.
You start running these numbers, we actually probably paid out more than the tour did, but outside of the first place prize, we paid more than the tour down the list. So
solid.
And that was a solid run again for Buddy Shepard. I mean, there were 2 or 3 restarts. Buddy got the lead around lap 8 or 9 where they're side by side.
Lap 8 only.
Lap 8, and then he kind of fell behind, and there were 2 or 3 restarts where we kind of wondered Richardson took the high side.
And it was wet up there.
There might be a little moisture up there, but he was able, the momentum would carry him around and to get ahead of Buddy on each restart. So, but Buddy did a really good job. I know he's probably a little frustrated, didn't get that first win, but he's knocking on the door.
These are the late models again. The Southwest Fall Shootout. This is the Sears SRL Southwest Tour. Mayhew and Thorne. I mean, what a two of our most recognizable drivers here locally, and they put on a show.
Yeah, they stuck it to him. And a couple notes: J.R. Courage had his series debut and was in 10th, and was extremely pleased with that. And you'll notice Doss, White, some of the big younger names down there had bad luck with mechanical problems. They had at least 4 cars that had electrical, and you talk about they're running around for 42 laps in the rain. I think they got some water in there. And we were talking to an old NASCAR official up top, and he was talking about they really mount these ignition boxes as far to the right as they can for weight distribution, and there's no window on these cars. So it's conceivable that we had some, because an electrical fire on Brandon White's car.
Oh, geez,
so
wow.
I think that's what happened. I think we had some water in the cars.
Blaine Perkins, beating Brandon Weaver. Talk about 2 of the young gun stars that are developing here in the SRL S2 Tour Series. I mean, you got to be happy with the way this is shaping up. Brandon Weaver moving up into the big car after dominating the Legends.
We've never had a repeat winner in this series. 6 races, 6 different winners, and both of them are going on to big things. And Eric Brust is one of our modified guys, and he got 3rd. So.
All right, Chris, you're gonna have to hit the button there for me, please, and we'll go to the next tour here.
The Legends cars, Eric Olson, a rain-soaked win over the Flying Mangini brothers and
You're right.
Fast Eddie, and Brandon Weaver wins the championship.
And keep going. One more time. Getting Chris up and down and give him some exercise.
Senior
And
mini
the
dwarf was Jeremy Clark winning and Anthony Balcazar winning the championship. And then we can go to junior, Chris.
Go one more time.
And on the junior side of things.
This was the one that, go one more time, Chris.
Kind of working.
Got it.
Is Bailey Thompson getting the win and winning the championship. Our first championship for a driver out of Taft. Kind of cool.
And Bailey, and Kersey, we've seen their names so many times in this category. It's just been incredible to see how they performed.
Yep.
And there you go, your senior mini dwarf champion.
There he is.
Anthony Balcazar.
Yep.
And Brandon Weaver in the Legend car.
And on Balcazar, he won all three: Santa Maria, Bakersfield, and Kern.
Amazing.
How cool is that?
And then junior mini dwarf.
And actually, you know what? I gave you a bad photo there because that's Kersey Young.
It should be Bailey.
You know what I was thinking about is because Kersey won our Santa Maria tile, Santa Maria tile.
Right.
But that should be Billy Thompson. Okay. That's bad by me, Mike.
That's bad.
Okay. You know what?
We had the big picture of
that's right.
Of Bailey in victory circle.
Look at the 16 Jacob Gomes in this photo going around the spin about 70 feet up the track. He was 4 wheels off the cush, like dirt. I mean, he was riding dirty up there in that 16 car.
He was in the wet stuff there.
Yeah.
And then the Richardsons trying to get as many people into this picture as possible.
Yeah.
I didn't crop anybody out, but it almost happened.
No, still Gene Fife is the best on getting a crew down there. But our Trophy Girls did a good job, too. That's Kersey Young's mom and also one of our mini stock drivers, Blondie Stacy, over there. So
okay, good. So some ties to the track.
Yeah, some flavor there.
Yeah, I love it.
Look at that great trophy the Spears Group has.
That's really nice.
I think they'd prefer the money. And I don't know if you saw the tweet from Dave Mayhew. You win $10,000. Where do you go to celebrate? He had Subway. And our announcer, Barry McKeever, was asking the kids, what are you going to do to celebrate your championships? I think one of them said, I'm going to drink soda. One of them said, I want candy. And Brandon Weaver said, I want to sleep. Well, he got screwed by that because he had to wait till 12:30 in the morning for that S2 race. Right. So he didn't get his night rest. So
Blaine Perkins getting used to this adulation and these trophies. He's getting
to know those girls on a first name basis anymore.
And this shows you how wet it was here early on in the track.
That was something.
Unbelievable.
There you go. There's 3 wide. Like I said, the 10th position, Jacob Gomes might have had the most exciting race out there. You'll see on the roof it says Bacon Boy on his car. It's the Sunny Valley Bacon car, and that is some good bacon. I'll tell you what.
All right. Let me ask you a couple of questions here before we get started on a couple of things. All right. So one of the things I wanted to ask you, give us your 5 moments from the season that you thought were just truly your 5 favorite moments from.
It's a pop quiz.
We still have one more race to go. Obviously, that sprint car race could be really interesting.
Well, favorite might not be the best word, but just I think our biggest moments is putting Vern on his lid. You really can't.
I love that.
Right?
Yep. I love that. I'm writing them down.
I think what we just did, getting through that rainstorm, is right there on the list for the 5. That's a pretty incredible thing we did there to get through that.
I was just looking at that picture of the Richardsons, thinking to myself, wow, we've been battling through this intense, heat all summer long, and you just see people who are just dripping, and then you see covered up, the next week. So it's just the weather has been. I
think it's a combo prize is how both of the K&N races had controversial finishes. I mean, neither one of those deals really ended cleanly. We had the one where Pursley jumped the start.
Right.
You had the other where Mayhew got stuck behind a spinning car. I mean, that just kind of honestly overshadowed those events, to be candid.
Allegedly.
So that's my third is those K&N, both those finishes had controversy. Which
the same start he'd done 7 times previously on yellows.
All right.
But wasn't penalized for.
Number 4.
Editorializing.
Number 4.
I actually think going back, this is a long back, it's not even a race, was the car show. To get $4,000 for the Kern Cancer Fund, to have 200 cars out there on a free admission deal, I think that really set a precedent for our whole season and really set a tone of what we're trying to do. And I think the 5th thing, for me at least, the growth on the modified and super stock side, because that's how we're going to have a racetrack 10 years from now, is we have to get these grassroots racers out there. And just on a pop quiz on the spot, that stands out for me that's where we're going to make our bread and butter, is if those 2 classes continue to grow. And Perrin Kusser won that championship in a street stock against the late models. So I think that's probably my moment number 5.
Those are some really great moments. All right, Chris, we're going to, before we go to break, let's go to break and we'll come back to our other things, okay? All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more with Stephen Blakesley from Kern County Raceway Park, Mike Griffith from the Bakersfield, California. I'm Louis Amestoy. We'll be right back after these.